Hello and welcome in Romania again, in Bucharest's George Enescu International Festival. We are very honored to have you here because you came to many editions by now, and we are very glad to see you on stage and breathe the same air that you breathe in the concerts.
Thank you very much.
I want to talk with you about your career as a musician, as an artist, as a manager. And the most important thing that I want to talk with you is the bad moments in life that you had during the career, because I hope that young musicians that are watching or hearing this interview learn something from your own experience. So let's begin.
Right. Well, when you start a career, there are many bad things happening, and the question is how you transform them, how you survive, actually. So for me, the first very hard thing was the death of my mentor, Philippe Hirschhorn. It was very important to me, and he died when he was 50 from a brain tumor, and I was very young, and it was the beginning of my career, and suddenly I felt like an orphan. And it was very hard for me, especially to see that he was not there anymore, when I was entering into the jungle somehow, and I realized that many people were still alive and not playing that well and very, very famous, and he was dead. And he was extraordinary to me. So it was a very difficult moment, and I think it took me more than 10 years to recover from that and accept that there are some incredible artists who die or are in the shadow when the business goes on. So it took me a lot of time. And then I created Les Dissonances as a unique platform for music making, totally different from the business. And that was an incredible experience for me, but extremely difficult as well, because I thought it was like an evidence that this would somehow save our musical world from marketing and, you know, all kinds of unmusical things. And I thought it would be accepted immediately, and it was very, very hard to fight, but very interesting as well to fight for it. And now, 20 years after, I have to stop it because apparently it doesn't fit. It still doesn't fit. So I think in a musical career, you have to accept that your dreams don't always become real behind the glamorous, you know, thing.
Yeah, and as you said, it's very important how to deal with or how you face these these moments. And my next question is about being on stage as a young artist at the beginning of the career. It's in the first place, it's a very much vulnerabilities there on stage, and many young artists, I don't know, maybe they go with fear in front of the public. And how do you do this? And how do you manage to just go on stage and enjoy the music that you play?
Well, every time is a new adventure. You have to accept when you go on stage that you will live and that you can die on stage. That you have to feel life totally. You know, it's like a moment where, of course, you are very much exposed. You are very fragile, but you are also very strong. It's a mix, and you are fully you. And it's even like a drug somehow for some people. I think to finish the first topic, to survive to all the problems that we have, there is only one way, which is love. Love for music, and the love which is around you, which can be your family, which can be your friends, the way you look at the world, and you never let deception harm your heart. So this is for me the way. So the harder it gets, the more love you must have. And when you go on stage, actually it's the same. If you love music, it will be stronger than fear. You will cross the mirror and you will not look at yourself and you will get free. You will be flying.
Yeah. Regarding the Les Dissonances, what will you do next? Because you said that you will have to end this part of your life. What will you do next, or what do you think about the future?
Well, I created this new project, Lumière d'Europe, which has been hosted very generously by the Enescu Festival, and this is a wonderful platform as well for the young people to learn, not only for them, actually for all the participants. We learn a lot with great scientists, and we really focus on the quality of art and music and the ambition of being an artist, being a man, being a human being somehow. So it's a little bit like Les Dissonances, but on a smaller scale project. And then I still believe, because we are in the middle of a tour, that Les Dissonances is an absolutely important thing. And as we just played in the Philharmonie in Paris, almost 100 people on stage listening to each other, looking at each other, loving each other, making music. I think this is quite a unique thing, and it should not die. So I don't know what will happen, but I think for society and for the musical world, it's important that these kind of things still live. So we will see, actually, if the circumstances are going to change in the near future. But I think the history is not to stop this. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because I think the world needs collaboration. The world needs these kind of projects to show the people that we can solve our problems together.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't make sense to me that it stops.
Yes, but I think it's somehow a gap. It was the pandemic time, and since then, in my opinion, I think that the world somehow separated. Here in Romania, the people are, I just know, I don't know, much more with a big ego. They want to do things for themselves, only for themselves, and they don't think as a group or as a community. Do you think that the same thing happened to the whole world, or what happened? Because something happened after the pandemic times. Something happened. Something bad happened.
Right. What we can see with the war and with the corruption everywhere. When I talk about corruption, it's not only money, it's the brain corruption. Yeah. Of course, we can see that we are entering quite a dark period, and it seems to be stronger than us. But personally, I will fight against this till my last breath. It's very simple. So I will always fight to bring people together, and also against those economic gaps between people, which are totally crazy. It's out of control. Yeah. It seems to be. It should be under control. And the fact that, I mean, we have to save civilization. We have to save the planet, and we can do it. And we should just do it. Yes. Because there are so many bright people. There are so many incredible people, and they seem to be now, they seem to have disappeared. While we all know that they are here, but they have to go back on stage somehow of society. Yeah. So, but I believe in this. I believe the fatality is not there, and we have all to fight. And I think a festival like this huge festival shows that not everything is lost, that we still have a soul, we still believe in human beings, we still believe in arts, we still believe in high profile things. The fact that Lumière d'Europe will be in different major cities in Europe shows that there is still a hope, and I think we have to join our good vibes and to play the right music.
Yeah.
Actually, and also if I have an advice for the young students, because I have a lot of students in Germany, and many fantastic Romanian young musicians, by the way, is that they have to be heroes. They have to be heroes.
Yeah.
They have to build the world of tomorrow according to their dreams. They should not reduce their dreams to the harshness of reality. So to get back to your first question, when it's very hard, it should make you stronger.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yes, of
Because
course.
we have the privilege to touch the art, to touch beauty. So we are blessed, but there is a price to pay.
Yeah, yes, you're absolutely right. And during life and during a musical career, as you said, you have many projects that go well, and perhaps after many years it's time to just end this and start something new. And this is very important for young musicians to understand that in life you have to adapt, you have to think of new possibilities, and every time to be very creative. And that's somehow a very difficult mission for you.
Right, you have to adapt, but you should never betray yourself. So sometimes you can't adapt, and you should not adapt. You should resist sometimes. It's not always about trying to match. I don't think so. Sometimes you have to be flexible, but your backbone should be there. And sometimes you should not be flexible. When the music starts to be too commercial, or it's just too dirty, you should not take part into it. You should resist. You know, that's the problem of art and communication. I'm trying to say in a few sentences complicated things, which would need much more time to be really explained. But there is a tension between creativity, freedom, and the market. There is a big tension. And when this tension is too high, you have to find ways to reduce it without betraying yourself. And that's very difficult nowadays.
Yeah.
For artists.
Yes, indeed. Getting back to the stage and those beautiful emotions that we all live, public and you artists. We always, as public, I'm speaking now, we always look at you and expect to do the best of you on stage and to be brightful and happy and like this. But the most of the times, perhaps musicians have bad moments, or they are not in the very mood of maybe a bad day. And how do you do this? How do you go on stage and just leave all the problems behind and just be dedicated to the music and to the public?
Well, the moment when we meet, the moment of the concert, has to be a blessing, because it is a blessing. So for me, when I'm not totally in the mood, or you can't be totally in the mood because you're stressed, you have, life is going on, and you have to get out of reality somehow. You have to get access to a superior world, and to open so that the circle can exist. And I think we have always to remember how lucky we are. That's it. Just to enter the stage and being able to play music, to share music. We have to know that it's a blessing. We are blessed that most of human beings don't have this kind of chance. And that in the meantime, when you are playing, while you are playing such a beautiful music, there are kids who are dying from human brutality somewhere else. So I don't know, I'm connecting when I'm playing to the beauty of music and to the pain and the suffering of human beings. And I'm trying to repair it when I'm playing, which is an illusion, of course. But at least when I'm playing with all my heart, connecting to this, the world doesn't get worse, I think.
Yeah, that's wonderful that you say. I've always asked the young musicians about competitions and what do they think about competition, and they always are very mesmerized about the word being famous and getting fame. Do you think this is a tricky word to think about when you're young?
It's a trap. Because actually when you get famous, you don't really do it for yourself. You do it for the system that makes you famous. I think you have to become a great artist, a great human being. You have to grow as an artist and as a human being. That's the priority. All the rest is a mistake if it goes against your nature. And competitions are a necessary evil somehow that helps young players to be noticed before getting famous. And it's a good way to practice, actually. It's a good thing because you must really practice very, very hard and raise your level of playing to a very, very high standards. So there are some really good things into it. The bad things is that there is a winner, and it doesn't mean necessarily that the other ones are losers. So that's a problem because, of course, it's breaking many, many people down, which is totally unmusical and totally stupid. So maybe it should not be named competitions, but festivals, and everybody can play, and it's a moment when you can access to a certain kind of exposure. Because of course competition in arts, it's like oil and water, it doesn't mix. And then the fact of getting famous, I mean, with our Instagram, TikTok thing where everybody can be famous doing stupid things, it doesn't mean anything. I think what is meaningful is the quality of what you are doing, even if the medias are not paying very much attention to quality anymore. So you have to resist and wait for better times to come.
And in the end, my last question is for you to give a message to the young musicians that are looking at this interview and perhaps they want to become like you.
No, I don't think they want to become like me.
Why not?
Like me.
You don't know that.
They shouldn't. Well, it's about love again. So it's hard to understand this when you are very young. You think, but what is love? I mean, you know, love, like in a Walt Disney movie, but it has nothing to do with this kind of love. It's the question is why? Why are you playing? Why? Deep inside, we all have a different personal reason, but there must be a reason. Not only to please your mom, not only to be famous or rich or to be on stage or for your pleasure. There must be something bigger than that. Because I think when Beethoven was writing music, or Bach or Schubert or Brahms or Bartók or Enescu, it was for something bigger than them. Maybe the human soul, maybe to save the world. So I think when we are playing our music, we are somehow saving the world, like little bees, you know, the bees, you don't know till they are there how important they are. And when they disappear, the flowers don't make fruits anymore. So everybody is dying, actually. So we are like bees. We are saving the world. So that's why we should play. And you can save the world on stage. You can save the world by teaching. You can save the world just by being yourself, if you are well tuned.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.